This show is brought to you in part by our sponsors. Whether you're interested in health, culture, politics, scripture, automobiles, or music, there's something for everyone. So please check out Derek C. Williams, Killer Whale Channels, The Definition of Anarchy, Joseph Francis Burton, Paralysis by Analysis, Chrysler Imperial H, Little Miss Goth, AZ Infidel, Cold War Jesus, Anthony Scioli, and Let the Truth Be Told. We'll be right back right after this. Hi, everybody. Whether you guys are in the chat or not, and thank you so much for tuning in. This is a test, and I did put that in here on the title, and I did say that it was going to be deleted. So I'm thinking the chances are still good that it's going to be deleted. So hope you guys are doing well on your Sunday, and I'm actually trying to get Twitch up and running this week. So that is that's what the buzz is all about right now. So thank you guys so much for coming in. I just want to say hello to Marco263. Thanks, Marco, for coming in. And the Killer Whale channels. It's nice to see you. I am so behind on your streams, but I am catching up. I'm trying to catch up. And sometimes I get into the replays, so I'm still around. Killer Whale channels and Anarchy Television. Oh my gosh, I probably will just let. I'll probably. Were you there, Anarchy? Did you watch the stream? I'd rather let her talk to you guys about the stream. I mean, I had my feelings about it, but it just, yeah, I would just rather her talk about it. I mean, it was, we were there. I mean, of course she had a great crowd. I mean, she worked really hard on that stream, and yeah, I just, rather, her talk about it, and which we did talk about it at length, I think before we closed. And but yeah, for more information, I but we still had a good stream overall. And I don't know, you were okay. Yeah, so yeah, probably have her talk about it, because I think it was I think it was kind of, it was voila, you speak of the Lockhart perspective. She'll talk to you guys about that on her channel, but right now I'm just running a few infomercials, as I tend to do. And we'll see what those are looking like. But as I've said before, it's probably important that, if it's possible, to get yourself registered for Twitch. That is the primary reason that I'm doing this little flash. And I'm actually going to run it again, like right now, so this is a test. But yeah, hello, Lockhart Perspective. Thank you so much for coming in. And I want to say congratulations to the Lockhart Perspective for a fantastic program. And of course, all of your grace, your abounding grace that you showed, your chat as well as your guests. So um, thank you for that. But then Ron Man, thank you so much. But yeah, I'm just running some infomercials right now. But I do believe that Twitch is going to be the kind of, how do I say, the secondary base for this channel. So I'm trying to work on it. Um, yeah, I'm working on it, and I'm trying to get the. I'll probably be doing quite a few tests. So if you guys are, patient, you might get a chance to see some of that right now. Um, yeah, so see some of it now, but then I think by the end of the week, hopefully I will have a little bit more of a consistency with what I'm doing there. Of course, it should be running right now. Um, it should be running right now because right now I am running on Periscope as well as, so there's YouTube right now. There's three supposedly going on right now. It's YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. So I'm not sure how factual that is right now, but we'll see. I may have some wires crossed or something, but that's why you do tests, right? So actually, looks like I'm okay. So I can see that the chat room is working. at least, at least the chat room is working over on Twitch right now. So I've got some work to do, but that's what I'm doing here. Hello, Steve Willis. Thank you so much for coming in. You guys are all here for the test, and okay, we'll turn. Let's go ahead and turn this into a class. I'm gonna play 5 examples of music, and you need to tell me I need you to give me the title, the era. I need you to give me the composer, whatever you want. we can do that. I haven't given a test like that in a long time, but it's funny. I was looking at, like, I guess a colleague of mine or a kindred spirit that was giving a test like that, and I think she wound up on ratemyprofessors.com. I haven't actually checked to see if I'm on that ratemyprofessor.com. I really don't want to know because she got pretty ridiculous remarks. I mean, I don't know if you're doing like an entry level courses, or if you're just doing an appreciation class. I would imagine that students are going in there thinking that it's not going to be more difficult than mathematics to take the class, or you're not eat breathing and sleeping Mozart, or even jazz. I mean, she's a jazz musician, but she totally got slammed on ratemyprofessor.com, and so I don't know. But it's better than that. It's better. I give it to the students. The responses were better than, oh, I showed up. It was much better than that. So I think the universities are on ratemyprofessor.com, and not all of them, I don't think, are on there, but I have never checked to see if I was on that. I don't want to be on that mix. Um, Hello, everyone. And we're not really, for you guys, we're not really talking about anything specifically. I am running tests right now. And I was thinking, oh, I can give you guys a test if you want. I'll play 5 examples, and you'll have 3 minutes to fill it out. It's the pop quiz today. All right. So let me just say hello to everybody officially, and thank the patrons as always. All right. Mark 263, how are you? Killer Whale Channels, thank you so much for coming in and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And I Killer Whale Channels, by the way, I loved your title of last night's. I think that was total clickbait on Killer Whale Channels. As I was like, no, this is bizarre, but it was fun, but then when you said, okay, here's the deal. Good job. Anarchy Television, thanks so much for coming in. And the Lockhart Perspective, shout out to you once again for your last night's program, which was fantastic work. You guys get over to the Lockhart Perspective. She has a great lineup great lineup of content as well as great interviews that are coming up. So you want to make sure you get over, make sure at least that your reminder, I think there's a reminder feature on YouTube right now. So you might get your reminders together so that you don't miss so just miss the next event. And Ronnie, man, thank you so much for coming in. And Steve Willis, thank you. And Ronnie says this is a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test, and it will be deleted. It'll be. We'll call it. We'll call this your beginning of the year, beginning of the semester exam. It's a diagnostics exam. It's not. It's not going to count against you. I'm giving you guys all the words that'll make you calm down. Okay. And he says, oh, snap, I'm down for the assignment. So make sure if you take a phone call, you take it outside, but don't come back in unless it's an emergency. Sporting the cap. Yeah, that's my new home. Did you see that? All right. Okay, so I'm gonna keep reading here. Unique view. Yeah, I don't wear this very much. Now I have my other caps, but it's actually kind of cold, so I've put this on for a little while. And I mean, we could play some media games right now, but I don't know, it's exhausting. All right, this is totally gaslighting me via text message. All right, the games that they play in retail these days, online, e-commerce. Okay, so we have Anarchy says if it's 80s heavy metal or punk bands, I'll do pretty good. Let's see. Okay, so sorry about that. That's between you guys. It would be cool if they had a an enter chat or like a link in which you guys could, when there's specific conversations going between people, that it could just be between those people so that I don't read it out for everybody, because everything's not for everybody. JT, how are you? Thanks so much for tuning in. This is just a test, and it always ends up being kind of a chat, a water cooler. We're around the water cooler right now, but it's fun, no less. It's fun. So I'm going to run a couple of more infomercials for you guys. So the buzz is about right now. I'm going to make Twitch the secondary platform for this secondary home in case the ship goes down, or so this is the kind of infomercial or test that this is. Like I mentioned, of course, we could play some media games, a couple of things, cycling. We've had some darkness or some sad things that are transpiring right now. So I'm not really trying to get into those things specifically, but we might. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just running some infomercials. So thank you guys so much. If you can just hit the like button or unlike button, and if you feel like sharing it out, just share it out, and I appreciate it very much. And also always keep your eye on the community tab as much as possible in these times. I'll be right back. guys. So to answer the question from Anarchy Television, I don't know. Um, I I could say there's probably a bunch of things, that have gone through my mind, but I guess it's just more of the I mean, I didn't really make any remarks on the let's see, I haven't really made any remarks on the loss of Hank Aaron, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just down to discernment at this point. I'm not here to say. I mean, I'm not here to say what anybody's health, what that compels them to do, but I think you need to work that out for yourselves. I think there's enough out there for you to work it out for yourselves, and you know, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. The trending virtue signaling, and then of course I can imagine what next month is going to be like. It's going to be really heavy. Um, and of course, if you dissent and you happen to be a black person, you're probably going to be what I'm calling the invoke the spirit shaming. Where they start listing all where they start listing people from the past, or from the watered down version of Black History Month. That's what you get. If you say anything that goes against the narrative. It used to be okay, if you say anything against the narrative, you're either a Trump supporter, or you're a what's the other option? What are you? You're a CV mocktail denier. You're a science denier. You're a I don't know. You'll be stoned. I mean, I, who knows? So I mean, all these things have kind of gone like, you know, nothing surprises me anymore, and I do say that with sincerity. It's even now. I mean, who's next? I guess is what I should say. Um, Hi, definition of anarchy. Thank you so much for coming in. He says we have the longest history, and it's celebrated in the shortest month. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would anybody want their history? I think, and I'm paraphrasing. What was it? Morgan Freeman. He says Freeman asked the interviewer, well, is there a history month for your background? And then he says, well, would you generally, this was my interpretation. He was saying, do you want would your history be relegated to 1 month or 28 days? Let's say 28 days. We're going to say 28 days. That's not even a full month, right? So, I mean, what can I say? This, and who is it? Carter G. Woods, Dr. Carter G. Woods, I believe, was the inventor. And who knows what his original objective was, or I don't know. But you're going to have all of that and all that invocation on you next month. So what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a random YouTuber. Let me read a couple comments from JT Waterman. Hi, JT. Let's see. This is where I'm reading comments. Trust me, people can guess, but they will be wrong. So JT is mostly guys' name on net, but they were, yeah, I kind of made that mistake myself. But I asked for grace. I asked not to be labeled as a victim of the patriarchy, or whatever the liberation theory is. Like, please just don't shellac me with any of those theories, and it'll be fine. It's Carter G. Woodson. So there you go. So so next month is going to be the wokest month of every liberal in America, right? They'll be more woke than they'll be more woke than people that they're supposed to be celebrating, right? We'll see. We'll see what that looks like. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't redefine that. It might turn into the POC History Month. I mean, I don't know. They might add some new people to that, you know. JT. She says I kept it clean. I appreciate that. And Anarchy says try not to get up in it. That's what I tell myself. But is the legacy leave for the future? So I'm making up stuff. The wokest month. I mean, I don't even like to use their language. It'll be the most, I don't know, like just the most hypersensitive month. And I'm sure somebody that's not even my background will be more offended than me because I'm not, I'm not outraged or what can I do? I mean, who knows? By the time, let's see, we have definition says, do the LMNOPs have a now that I don't know. I think that's probably on the docket. TDOA, the definition of anarchy. It's probably on the docket. They're rewriting everything else. Why not? Why not? But maybe even some more statues are going to go up. That. What do I know? I don't make the rules. Hi, alien believers. How are you guys doing? This is, yes, paint me with no brush. I stand on my own colors. Good morning, AZ Infidel. And, well, the definition, I will probably be off pretty soon, so people can go over and watch and join you for the ruck. Which those are pretty kick butt. I'll keep it clean on here. You're raising the bar over there. And Paralysis says regarding quote Black history end quote is it's yikes. Let me get it together here. It says, is it a coincidence that the majority of the focus is when Blacks were either enslaved or oppressed? Who knows? Now one day I might even I don't want to go into too many personal anecdotals on Black History Month because my dad had for every Black History Month my dad had the same saying, and yeah, my dad had the same. My dad had one question every year. Every year it was the same. And JT Waterman says by his notepad and EOs have all been blank, and he even said, "I don't know why I'm signing this." See. Let's see. And Joseph Francis Burton, thank you so much for coming in. He says the wokest month, sung to the tune of quote, "It's the most wonderful time of the year." Yes. I mean, fantastic. I mean, it's fantastic what you're able to do with a ruck session over on your channel. So yeah, it's like, I don't know, how can anybody top that? It's like you're rucking around and you're getting out content and you're just wearing all kinds of hats on those. So yeah, you guys might want to check out the definition of anarchy. He is on the go. And Floyd Lynch. Here we go. We got somebody from on Periscope, and it's Floyd Lynch. He says, "Hey, don't leave us out from Periscope on the comments. I've been asking questions. What were your questions? I'm not seeing them over here. Let me see. This is what happens when I double fist, when I get growth, I get more questions. I'm sorry, what was your question? Let me see if I might be able to find it. I'm looking for your question, Floyd. I'm looking for it and I don't see it. I don't see your question, Floyd. I mean, you can ask it anytime, but it's funny that you're asking questions and I don't see them. That's actually very funny. That's very strange. It's the first time I've heard that. But I don't. But they're not coming in to me. So I. But I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you because I'm not. I'm not. Um. You guys always turn these into. You guys always turn these into interesting tests. So I really appreciate it. Your snick on period. Yes. The definition. It's just that when you go live, you can choose which you can choose which platforms you want. You can do multiple platforms. I'm not sure how many, but I think you can do quite a few. So right now, I'm assuming that this is going on. I'm on three, supposedly on three, or I can go directly from Twitch. So it's this one. It's Twitch. It's Periscope. I downloaded the Periscope app actually on Periscope. I think you can just go. Maybe you can go live on Periscope from app. So yeah, I think that would be good for you, a good place for you. But the thing is, just FYI, the definition. Um, just FYI, they are kicking people. They're shutting down. They're shutting down Periscope on March 31st. So that's why I'm moving. I'm shifting everyone to either YouTube or Twitch right now because they're sending they're sending everybody from Periscope to Twitch. I mean, they're sending everybody from Periscope to uh, Twitter. If you don't, yeah. So I have to say I'm going to agree to move over to Twitter if I don't want to, just be shut down all the way or just read only or whatever the format is. So yeah, but yeah. So the you can do. I have I have StreamYard and I also have I have OBS, but I mean it could change based on the way things are going. But you can certainly do but I think you can do it just straight from you can do it I think maybe even the same way you do it on YouTube from Periscope. I'm not exactly sure. But yes. So I don't know. There's so many. And then there's another, I think there's a Prism is another. I think Prism is actually quite nice because I think you can show multiple things. You have some other tools in Prism, I think, than you have on, you have like mobile capabilities. So sorry. All right. So this is what I also want to take this opportunity to do since there's a test here, since we're in test mode. I have mods in this live stream and I they have they have all the platitude they need to take care of things that are not quite in line with what's going on over here. I'm not going to go over some kind of rules of engagement right now because that's not what I'm doing. But I mean, I would think I wouldn't have to say these things, but I'm going to. You should not drop anything in this stream if you don't have my permission. I'm just going to put it out here where the cows can get it today for you. Do not drop anything in my stream if you don't have permission to do so. If you don't know what your position is, then you might just send me an email. And there's also a list of rules of engagement over on the actual community tab. So don't drop anything in here in terms of share streams, grow streams, fun streams, chop it up streams. Just don't do it. And that's just a mutual respect. Because what if I come into your stream, I'm going to give you the same respect. So don't drop any names, don't drop any links if you don't have the permission to do so. We've all got it. We all have our plights, we all have our appeals, but this is not the channel to do that. We've all been around long enough to know how these things work. And if you need more explanation, just get over to the community tab, since this is a test. Because if it keeps happening, or if it happens too regularly, then the mods will just do what they need to do. So this is not my last time I'm going to say anything about that, because the struggle is real for everyone right now. So let's just keep it on the level. It's not my goal to turn on the switch and chastise anyone, but things happen. And I know even in our struggle, we still have to respect one another, and we have to respect each other's chat rooms. So please make sure you are observing that, or either if you're going to want them to get you before I get you, is all I'm going to say. So yes. So I really, like I said, I appreciate everyone for coming in, and I appreciate hearing, stories, and of course we're all concerned, but we're all dealing with this in our own ways, and we're dealing with it individually. So we have to make sure that we're keeping it real, and keeping everybody in a place where they're happy and that they're comfortable where they are. Because like I said, I don't do grow streams. Even though I don't do grow streams, it's just that I think I'm reasonable enough. If somebody wants to share something, then you can share it, but you need to ask. I don't know of anything that anybody has asked me and that I denied them in the time that I've been on this platform. And I'm sorry that this has to go out for everybody to see, whether you're over on Twitch, whether you're on Periscope, or whether you're on the mainframe right now. But that's where we are. YouTube's going to do what they do. Periscope's going to do what they do to move people off from Periscope to Twitter, and you're going to have to do what you need to do to survive. You figure out your own plan. And I think we can support. So a part of supporting each other is also respecting each other. So I just that's all I can add on that. So from this point on, I don't know if you're looking at the clock, but from this point on, I expect the people that are striped in here to do what you need to do, and you don't even have to ask me. So I appreciate it. And Anarchy Television. So I thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring. Tuning into this, it's not even a segment. It is it's just a test and a live stream where we get to talk about things. And I don't know. I just want to get into these comments a little bit. Free speech is being taken down everywhere. Yes, it is. It is, alien believers. It's a concern for everybody. And for those that are not concerned, they'll be concerned when it's too late, when there's nothing they can do about it. So that's not where we are on this channel. And so like I said, usually, like I said, I can empathize with anybody, because even comments on this channel are being banned, or being, they're striking them. You can go to somebody else's channel and make a comment, even just after a video or after a stream, and they will take your comment out all the way. So it's kind of an every man for himself in many ways, but behind the scenes, there's probably things we can do to support each other. So, and I'm not taking away from that, but I'm just saying that, you know, in order to you get respect, you got to give it. And you have, even in tough times, you have to. And Ronnie Man says, no, this is no, it's not a single out. But and I say this, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like I said, you shouldn't, you got it, and then at many times also, if the shoe fits, you gotta wear that too. So, we're all adults in here. It's not something I want to go back and forth on. It's not something I'm going to go back and forth on. I didn't even, to me, this is already too much. What I'm doing right now is too much, because this has been, yeah, everybody around here is a content creator that I respect. And I don't have these aren't conversations that I have all the time. So it's awkward for me to do it, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And you go from there. And Paralysis said, who would have thought that, quote, free speech, in quote, would have become rarer than, quote, gold, in quote. Sometimes we don't appreciate something until it's gone. Yeah, well, and that's usually we can say that with people too. We can say that about people. We can say that on many levels. And it's a tough time. It's really a tough time. But like I said, I usually try to get around to other channels. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I have put some things on the community tab for support in the event that things go down. And I would imagine that you guys are making arrangements on your own pages or on your own channels right now. In fact, I'll probably create a third option, because I just don't know. No one knows exactly how long or what does it say, that you don't know the hour or the time when things go bad. You're not privy to that. So if I have a third option, then that means then I won't put it on, then it won't be on any of these platforms, is what I'm working up to also. So you do have a second platform, but a third, that would be, you'll find that on the community tab as it comes through. So once again, if you guys have had an opportunity, I appreciate it. If you just, well, I don't know, if you don't have to hit the like button if you don't want to, because I'm not going to hang on to this stream very long. But I will run one more ad, and I want to thank the patrons for coming on. Thank you guys so much. My silly butt hasn't created a backup channel yet. Well, I mean, come on, TDOA. You just go. I think you could go live. You could go live from your sock drawer, and you can go live from your sock drawer, and you'll have the same, and people will come back really quickly. So yeah, I don't know what your plan is. I know some people are, doing things coming up with things behind the scenes. I don't know. I'm going to say this, and here again, I am not preaching to the choir or any of this, but I have talked to you guys about CFFS, that's Citizens for Free Speech. In fact, they were on one of my interviews, like several months back. They're also doing a lot of other things, whether it's mask edification, you name it. But I do think that we're probably going to have to come at something like this from a different direction. And I don't know. And I'm not implying anything with force, or I'm not, but I'm saying that there are people that's exactly what that's what their platform is. They are a nonprofit that's actually doing a lot of things. In fact, they were censored. And I think now they're able to, I've put the most recent article from Citizens for Free Speech on the community tab. And they're actually going to have their articles printed in the Epoch Times now. So because, you know, these situations are, we're being shut down. So, you know, I've tried to offer a few things here. Um, some solutions and some people that are actually working towards solutions. So that's another reference for you. I'm sure I'll get into that a little bit more, but if you know, if we're to stay afloat, it looks like we're going to have to kind of come at this from a different angle. I'm not saying I know what it is, but I don't know, guys. I mean, I really don't know. It's kind of it's a sad time. It's a sad time. And and we want everybody to stick around. I mean, I would think everybody wants to be able to stay afloat on these platforms, but you know, what are you going to do? I know there's tons, there are tons of other platforms, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not interested in going to 15, 20 other platforms, because at some point, as musicians or anybody knows, you can spread yourself too thin. And when you spread yourself too thin, I think, you know, the quality or even the communication will start to suffer before you know it. And then what? It's it's not that it's not fun anymore. Just it gets to be. But then I'm seeing other people talk about some of these other platforms that are starting to put the squeeze or the choke on content that they're putting on those. So what do you do? All right. So I want to say hello to Dr. Bombay. How are you? um, Paralysis is, what is my Twitch? Twitch. Twitch. It's the exact same thing. Let me make sure I any notes that I'm not remembering. Um, it's all crammed together. It's just Black Spring with Autumn, all squeezed. Boxcar. Black Spring with Autumn on Twitch. And Twitch actually has an app. So I think you would be able to access Twitch from wherever. So it looks like I am running over on Twitch right now. So um yeah. So I'm working out the kinks on that. So try the Twitch. Keep coming here. What can I say? And I do have an email address. I've put that out there as well. Let me answer a question. Okay, I'm getting some good questions in here. I always get good questions. Anarchy Television says, "Can you do an interview with some other colleagues at possibly?" I'm sorry, I almost answered. If I ever answer in another language, then don't get upset. I'll get back on track. I almost answered you in another way. It was almost happened. It's possible. I was going to do, and I still may do. We were going to do some workshops, actually, some solution-based workshops on just citizenry, and what that actually means. Like, because we actually have, there are civic responsibilities or civic duties that we can do. It's not just it's not just a primary season, and not just a 4-year, every 4 years, kind of a bit. And there's some people, that's their involvement. Of course, that's your choice. But look where we are now. I mean, it's getting harder and harder to believe in this. If this is our system, it's getting harder and harder to quote something that's not really working. And I'm just saying that. And honestly, I'm saying it's eroding, guys. the Constitution, whoever's Constitution that we're on some serious erosion right now. We're standing on we're standing on some mudslides or something. We really are. And holy smokes, Derek C. Williams. He says, in relax mode, late to the party, but greetings to Black Spring. I appreciate it. This wasn't even supposed to be anything, but I guess it's kind of, I guess we're having a come to reality or something. I don't know. But thank you so much, Derek C. Williams, for tuning in and in relax mode. But I guess we're just right now we're just kind of talking about the whole premise of this live stream, just to just announce I'm doing, on some level, I'm just kind of announcing that I'm doing that Twitch is going to be the secondary space for this platform. And who knows, there may be a third one. But I'm not willing to go beyond. I'm not willing to go beyond, I think maybe three options, I think 3 to 4, and that would be a stretch. And then after that, it's okay. So it's like, okay, you got to do your own. You got to build. You got to start from the ground up. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're on about. I hear you. Patriots unite against censorship. I mean, they said I really don't want to go on. I really don't want to. I really don't want to. Pour over it too much. I mean, and I'm not even. Yeah, I think let's see. And I mean, I appreciate everything, everything you guys are doing, coming in. And like I said, we're just trying to keep things, I have to keep things, keep things in check, around here, because things can get out of control easily. And a lot of you have been around for a long time. I'm not saying that makes you know me as a person, but yeah, we've shared a lot on this, and I think I've shared a lot of my perspective, and I've shared a lot of my convictions on this show. And we know, I think by now, if anything, we all can realize that this is a game, and it's not even all about my rules. It's more about, it's a survivorship almost. It's becoming more of a survivorship. So strap in, I guess. Okay, so who else do we have here? I think I missed some other comments. And Steve Willis confirmed that I am running on Twitch. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's the same handle as this, and that's why I'm trying to put it out there, because in the minute that the lights are off or that we're shut down, then I mean you'll have email, and then you'll have some other options, but at least you'll see the live is where you'll be able to see a live from there. And like I said, there's tons. I'm just saying, these are the biggest platforms, and that we're dealing with. So we'll see what happens. And then I think I'll be back with a regular program. Probably not. I don't think today. If not, it might end up being like a late night kind of a stream. I actually enjoy those quite a bit. I mean, those are, we get into some real conversations. I mean, it seems to be like, everybody's had their day or whatnot at that time, and you can just kind of decompress. And we do some liners, and but then we also kind of get into a couple of other things. And Derek C. Williams says, I'm glad to be on your team, Black Spring, with Autumn. Real rap. When we select, oh, that's nice of you, Derek C. Williams. I really appreciated it. See, this is a seasoned content creator. He says, when we realize that, quote, presidents are selected and not elected, end quote, is all it all is not so shocking. Thank you for that, Derek. Derek, and I just want to give you another salute, as you say. You did a fantastic video on your one of your all your videos are great, but this was a live stream that you did. I think you were walking in the city, and yeah, I think your observation was just as prolific if it had been done on the inauguration day, so to speak. I heard a little funny. I've heard some things about that inauguration since then. So um, let's see. Derek says, but now you can confirm that the electoral process is a joke, and this is why folks are stepping away from it. The Freedom Riders of Mississippi must be turning in their graves. Pity. Well, I know. It's I don't know. I really don't. I'm kind of at a loss. We know what we've been told, and for those of us that are informed, we know what we've learned and what we've believed in. But sometimes you just at some point you got to look at. Sometimes it's more important. It becomes more apparent what's being done or what's being observed versus what's being. This is what we're actually dealing with. Um, and here I go. I'm going back to rate my professor again. We've got this objective thing over here, but then the teacher comes out and gives these horrible lectures, and then all of a sudden the test doesn't reflect anything, and we're stressed. Nothing is being upheld. Nothing's off the table. So that's probably a bad metaphor, but when you're dealing with an elite system, I think the bets are off. Is what I'm on about. So let me just read this from Derek C. Williams. He said, "Spilled blood and got choked out and hung. Only 50 years later, they'll still folks votes in the open. I love my country, but what the hell with my government?" Yeah. I say this all the time. It's a lot. It's a lot. Um, yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I guess it just depends on where you are. I think people are starting to take a different approach, and amongst themselves, I mean, communities. And I've talked about this before, and I think I've even heard it echoed even on the Lockhart Perspectives channel, that and I've said this because I think most of our power is the power that's closest to us. And so when we get to, whether it's your county seats, and then after that you go on to the state, which is a little bit more remote, and then my gosh, on the federal level, you know, who can hear us? Who can hear us out there? I mean, I don't know. But yes, but I will say that if we're going to keep investing in this system, then I think it's going to be, it's going to be, I think CFFS is a good place to start. Um, Even some of the integrity projects, I don't, even our legal system, guys, I can't say where this thing is going. I can't. I can't say that. And let me go through, because I'm going to round this out here. I've already been in here 55 minutes and 43 seconds. Let's see. Hello to Azen Uker. Not sure. Anarchy says, just listening to you is inspiring me to do something. Oh, well, that's really nice. I mean, I don't know. I'm about to go on to a ramble a little bit. Like I would even say on an international level, and it's not that I'm concerned about anybody on an international level, what they think, that I care about what they think so much, but I have to call things out. because if I have friends that talk to me and say, oh, because when the whole capital thing was going on, oh, well, these are people, friends of mine in Europe. Well, we're getting really concerned about what's going on. Like, don't tell me you're getting really concerned. You guys have been awake this whole time. You guys were all in for what was coming out most of the time, or you guys were convinced that, you guys were on that OM bad sizzle to get out of here. Take a taxi with that. Nope. Nope. So, like, don't give me that fake outrage. And what are you responding to? If you talk to me regularly, so I don't even know, when I talk to you, it's like I'm not even talking to you because you're listening to them. You're listening to the mainstream people. So, it's I can't even. I mean, we've had people that you'll find people in chat rooms that say that they're pro freedom or pro whatever, but we actually deal with these people to head from a personal level. Um, they fold up like a paper bag. They fold up like a t-shirt. We're not folding up around like paper bags anymore. We're going to fold up like a t-shirt around here. So yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to give you a side of lame sauce for your Sunday. But I just want to say hello to, is that Nacon? Nacon Shop, is that you? Thanks so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And thank you for sharing out the stream. Patriots Unite Against Censorship. I appreciate you for sharing out the stream. Thank you. And Derek C. Williams, thank you so much for sharing out the stream. So now you guys are going to make me ponder whether or not I'm going to keep this stream or not. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. You'll find out soon enough. But we actually haven't had these conversations at length on this platform, on this show, about what's going on. We haven't really talked about it at length. We just kind of talked about what's going on around us and the experiences of other people, but we haven't really talked about it. We haven't really talked about how it relates to what we're dealing with on this channel. But yeah, but this is the thing. I will tell you, people of like the baby boomer generations and beyond, I mean, they are very concerned right now. But I have to say, and I'm going to kind of go into a bit of a community kind of deal, and this is kind of a Black community kind of a deal that I'm going into. I'm just kind of curious for things to get where they are right now. What was going on 50 years ago? Can you imagine were people still misinformed? I don't know. You guys, put a 1 in the stream if you think yes or no. I mean, and it's not even a Black community. It's not limited to the Black community, but you can put a 2 in. You can put a 2 in if you think yes, just generally yes, or I mean no or yes. One for yes and 2 for no. Whatever. Do you think the sheep were just smaller, or I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, and it's like this thing just kind of spins and spins and spins and spins. I mean, you can't get to this point overnight. You can't get to it in 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, 16 years. I will say, I said all that to say, I heard a content creator call this out from a Black community standpoint. He said that, now this is on the Capitol incident, if you will. I'm calling it an incident. He said that he saw a video in which he actually showed the video in which somebody in his family, a younger person, approached an elder in the family, said, "Hey, we need to be going up there. We need to be hitting that Capitol too." And the elder just went absolutely off on the person, on the girl. He was like, "What the hell for?" and da 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 da, and And the content creator called it out. He says, see, this is the problem. You guys aren't going to fight for anything. He says, you guys want to march around, sing songs, la-di-da, wear matching t-shirts, and join hands. You guys aren't going to fight for anything. And I was just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, somebody said it. Somebody went at the 60 plus, 65 plus generation in the Black community and took it right to them. Like, what were you guys doing back then? You guys are still using the same propaganda has lasted this many years. What are you raging against? Do you know your rights? If you don't understand anything about what happened, some people had grievances. They took them to the source. Was that wrong? But the thing about it is, we have generations in the community that would rather rail against the white man. But what are you standing up for? Are you railing because you know your rights? Do you realize that if they lose their rights, your rights are gone too? When are we going to talk? Where's that conversation? And somebody in 2021 brought that to an elderly person, and all he could do was rage and say, what the hell am I going up there for? Oh. They were all on the mainstream media, isms, and no, I'm not going up there. But you don't know your rights either. I don't know which one is worse. I'm just saying. So I'm saying that I do believe that we have some generational miseducation or diseducation or no education. If people don't know their rights, they have no idea what anybody's raging against. But you guys were around during that time. So that's why it just kind of makes me start to think, okay, maybe it's time to do some discernment on what we've been told. Maybe it's time to re-examine some of those things and see, oh gosh, if these things are this bad right now, what was going on back then? I mean, I'm not going to lie. I could probably find a family member of mine probably say the same thing, if not worse. But if you ask them anything, can you imagine why anybody would can you imagine why anybody would complain about anything? Are you just rolling over and saying, well, we got to do what they say. We got to do what they say. Even if you're losing, it's okay to lose. It's comfortable to lose when you don't know what you're losing. I don't follow the reasoning. I don't. It's like I was saying, it's like you're dealing with zombies. Like, are you a zombie? Like, are you a zombie? And it's not even disrespect. I think that sometimes that we don't want to, it's not even we don't even want to edify in the Black community, the generation the generations, the oldest people that are still around. We don't want to edify them. Why don't we do that? Are you guys still there? I'm not saying Apara. I can't pronounce your name. I'm just saying we're not edifying anybody. Like, it's not. Where will there ever be a generation that still has room to grow? Or will we always just have, well, because I'm older than you and because I've been around longer than you can't tell me anything. There's nothing I can learn from you. And I say this all the time. It's elitist, but it's also very arrogant. And I've said this before. I think I can learn something from everybody. I think that's one of the, I'm not trying to virtue signal here, but even as a teacher, um, hang on a second, guys. Somebody was trying to call. Are you guys still there? Can you put a 1 in the stream? Hit 1. I don't see, I'm still showing that I'm live. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still showing that I'm still live. Yeah. I'm frozen. Okay, I'm kind of frozen right now. Okay, I'm kind of frozen right now. Who knows? We're playing reindeer games, but it's cool. As long as we keep up. All right. So what I'm saying is, since I've turned into a bit of a rant, a soft rant is what this is kind of turned into. But I'm saying it's like I don't know at what point, at what point we have to. It's like you have to. I don't even see where we're gaining, because you have that one generation that stuck on that 1950, 1960. There's two narratives going on here. But who's going to clean it up? What generation is going to clean it up? And it's hard to see that, because even right now, there's two narratives going on. You got the younger generation that are perpetuating the same narrative that the baby boomers or those that are still hanging around from that period. But you've got people in their 20s perpetuating some of the same narratives. The mainstream narratives are still going on. So how do you get beyond that? That's funny. Yeah. Dare I say it? I'll save that for another show. This is a peaceful, fiery rant. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, if I had to say, okay, pick 3 people in my family that's 65 and older, to try to take them out of, to try to. You can't do it all at one time. You can't do it all at one time. It's just way too much. It's too much damage. It's too much to. I'm not saying undo anything, but just, can you just start paying attention? Can you start looking at more than one news source? Can you just start there? Then you'll start to see, that narrative is not the same. We don't have consistent narrative here. So how can anybody with only one little, that one eye, if they're only using the little one eye to get their information, how can they have a larger perspective? How can they enhance or increase their lot of discernment if they're looking at the one-eyed monster every single day? How can they? But yeah, I thought that was, I don't know if I think it was brave. I was just thinking it's overdue. It's time to tell people the truth. It's time to tell them, you need to look at this a little bit differently. We are doing the same things and we're in the same place. Why is that happening? Why? Because they're keeping you in your place. They don't want you to get out of your place, because that creates unity. Unity will come out of that. As long as you stay in your place, they don't have to change their game. I read a couple of comments. Okay, and Derek C. Williams says, I went to Mississippi and my parents and siblings wore masks in the home. It happens. But then I saw my brother, who has 2 degrees, watching CNN wall to wall, and now I know why they're like that. Derek, I know I'm picking up what you're putting down. I mean, I don't know that extreme. I don't know. I don't know that anybody in my family is doing that. I can't. If I did know that, if I did know that, I probably would have had to say something. And I would have already said something. But but I'm going to say this too, and I'm going to stop talking about this. There's also a level of fear. I said, yeah, people are really scary. The people that bark the loudest, I find to be sometimes are the scariest people. And I'm saying they're like, you're doing all that barking, but when the rubber meets the road, where are you? I didn't see you. So it's just, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I'm going to read a couple of a few comments here, and then I will get us out of here on this test. So yeah, sorry to disappoint you guys that I didn't give you a test on 5 different eras of music or different styles of music today. maybe another time. Maybe another time we'll do that. Let's see. I don't have the answer for that. Is it Aparas G? I don't know. I don't, in all honesty. And Anarchy Television said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And I really, like I'm saying, I'm trying to keep this soft and not just say. I'm trying to keep this platform pleasantries rather than just saying, or either I'm going to just put it like this: make what you're saying make sense. Look over here. Look at this. Let's put this here, and let's put this here. And when we put it together, does it make sense? Can we create some puzzles or something that says make this make sense? Give it to the baby boomers, and maybe it'll spread. Make it make that's a perfect game. It's a perfect game. Maybe they can see it. They need maybe we some visual learning devices. I don't know. Whatever you got. And paralysis is the baby boomer generation was programmed by the media and entertainment of the 50s and 60s, best propaganda of all time. If they don't see it by now, I'm afraid they're not going to. I don't have my little, I have a little sound graphic for that, but we'll save it for another time. But thank you for that. And AZ says, I'm concerned about the new distractions that have cropped up over the past 2 weeks. It's a lot. And let's see. AZ says, check the Federal Register, and 9 of the executive orders are listed there. That's interesting, AZ. Thank you. Derek says, last I heard, Biden is blocked from accessing crucial data. Not sure. See, you guys are on it. Derek C. Williams says, this lets you know, at least in a small way, that this stuff is brewing behind the scenes, at least so says the news that I follow. And it ain't seen. Alien Believer says, Derek, if that's true, kind of saying something that it is not. And Anarchy says, you have a very good point. I'm the X generation. My dad was a baby boomer, and it's hard talking these subjects with him. And No Hyphen American says, level of ignorance that we have to claim to smile in a society the depth of deception we're bombarded with since childhood destroys our souls. Okay. Anarchy. I mean, AZ says that he was red pilled in the 80s. And AZ says, of all things, it was about the Federal Reserve and gold and silver. Yeah, so you guys are getting into some much beefier things than my little and it's good. It's so good. And see, that's what happens. It's always, if I drop one little something out there and then it always just, you guys, the harvest is overwhelming, can I say, in the chat. All right, well, I'm going to go through and say hello to everybody and run one last infomercial today. And I'm going to get us out of here. Okay, so AZ Infidel, thank you so much for coming in. Killer Whale, I remember you coming in earlier. Thanks so much. Try not to miss anybody. Alien Believers, thank you so much. Alien Believers, are you out of Canada, if I'm not mistaken? If you could just maybe put a 1 or something, if you don't mind disclosing that. The Definition of Anarchy, thank you guys so much for all you do to support the channel. The Definition of Anarchy, Patriots United Against Censorship, thank you so much. And Asen Nukur, I'm getting it wrong, I'm sure. Thank you so much. And Derek C. Williams, the prolific Derek C. Williams, thank you so much for coming in and sharing and always stimulating us around here. And of course, Anarchy Television, thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks so much for all you do. I absolutely love your craftsmanship and your work, and your storytelling is really great. So keep doing what you're doing. JT Waterman, thanks so much for coming in. Nacon Tech, Nacon, if that's you, I'm glad to see you around. Thank you so much for coming in. And let's see, Ronnie Mann, of course, thank you so much for being here and helping us out around here. Thank you for being a gold standard. And let's see, what else do we? No Hyphen American, thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to flash a few of these comments that I didn't get to read. Alien Believers, thanks so much. JT Waterman, thanks so much for coming in. Ronnie Mann, okay, I'm on the repeat now. I'm sorry. And APARASG 11. Thanks so much for coming in. And if you guys didn't have an opportunity to hit the like button or the dislike button on this stream, you'll have an opportunity to do that. Yeah, whenever you like. And thanks so much for those of you who shared out the stream. And I'm going to check. I'm probably some of the responses that I'm getting right now, I'm probably somewhere between the internet and probably our AI friends. Okay. Let me see. And the game ain't fair. Thank you so much for coming in. I can't believe I missed that one. I saw you chatting, but it's like I just didn't see when exactly you came in. And the Lockhart perspective. Thank you so much. And what a lovely job you did last night under those interesting circumstances. But thank you. Please keep up the good work. And Daddy Days, are you in Germany? Thank you so much. Yes, he is in Germany. I thought that was, so at least I got that right. All right. What did you say? Oh, you're in Canada? You said you're married to a North Carolina? Yikes, Ronnie Man. Please don't be live from that show. Anything from but that place. And Derek C. Williams says, respect due to your chat host. You have a lot of folks on here, very refreshing, a bit intimidating. No way, not for the prolific Derek C. Williams. Never, never that. Never that. On the other hand, never a good look to be the smartest in the room, I'm told. Let's see. Okay, guys. Well, I really appreciate it. So this was good. Good for your is it Sunday? This is Sunday. So I will see you guys around, and I don't know if you're inspired, or if you want to keep this relationship going. Maybe I'll see you on Twitch in the event that maybe I'll see you on Twitch in the event that things go awry around here. And for those of you that have been running into those surveys, if you've seen those surveys, it's really nice if you guys are given good ratings. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm wondering if that's going to factor into their components, or factor into their decision, if that's going to be an element of their decision for, I don't know, for cutting channels. I'm not sure what they're doing, but it's an evaluation. Give an honest evaluation where available, and I'll do the same. All right, guys. So one more word of thanks to the one more look at Ronnie. Ronnie says keep this dream up. What I'm also going to do, I'm going to run one more ad I'm going to run two infomercials, and then I'm going to say so long on your Sunday, and and I'll see you guys around for a regular programmed well, I can't say a regular content stream, and I'll see you right back here. This show is brought to you in part by our sponsors. Whether you're interested in health, culture, politics, scripture, automobiles, or music, there's something for everyone. So please check out Derek C. Williams, Killer Whale Channels, The Definition of Anarchy, Joseph Francis Burton, Paralysis by Analysis, Chrysler Imperial H, Little Miss Goth, AZ Infidel, Cold War Jesus, Anthony Scioli, and Let the Truth Be Told. We'll be right back right after this. Guys, so it's official that we are signing off. And Rachel Van Zyl, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody so much for coming in. And Paralysis by Analysis, thank you so much for coming in. And I really appreciate it. Ronnie Mann is he's calling the shots. So thank you so much, Ronnie Mann. And thank you guys so much for tuning in on this test, and I will see you guys on the next live stream, the next comment section, a video, and maybe we'll add some Moonlight streams. Things are going to get interesting, I think. So I think it'll be It'll be good. All right, guys.